hi everyone who's managed to make it into this room so far. Welcome to this session where Juraj is going to tell us more about scouting in Slovakia, if I remember it correctly,
yeah.
and how they are dealing with the corona situation there, how they have adapted, what they are doing to work in the current situation. I am here as an assistant. I'll keep an eye on the chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them either in the chat or just raise your hand, and then we'll hand over to you to ask your questions through the microphone at a suitable time during the talk. In the chat, you can sign up in advance. So I think we could start whenever you are ready.
Yes, I am ready. So hello, my name is Juraj Lizák and I am the CEO of our Scout Association in Slovakia. And I'm also the responsible person for the social activities that we are managing for the seniors and for the old people, and also quite a little bit responsible for the headquarters and I can tell you how we are dealing with the corona situation. It was at 10th of March that we stopped our meetings and also our weekend activities. It was the decision that was made by board that we are in our country not allowed to do any activities, and it was the decision was making after the school was also the close. So we was waiting on this point when the schools, primary and elementary schools, will be closed. Also, all the scout activities will be done, will be closed. So we have, or I can say we have a big tradition of like a monthly activities that children can fulfill the table, and they are like doing regular activities during the day. We are calling it the blue life, and mostly we are giving the children these tables before the summer camp because we want to prepare them, and there is like a 7 simple tasks for each day. For example, they need to shower with cold water, they need to make a little exercising during the morning. So it's like a preparation 2 months before the summer camps, and we are like giving them this task and also telling parents that it's necessary to fulfilling these tables because they will be prepared for the summer camps. And we like manage this table to antivirus table, and we put to children's like a 7 simply tasks for every day, and they have to fulfill it. I will share with you also this table, and I will share it to chat.
Is it working?
Yes, it's working. I am still searching for the table. So sorry. I can prepare. Okay. Oh, I will put a link on our website. It can be also useful.
Okay, that's fine.
It will be fine. We will not. So on this website, you can also see the table when you visit our webpage. And there are 7 simply tasks for every day that children can fulfill. They are mostly like preventive activities for them. So the first task is to wear grape, like the medical mask, during the day, because in Slovakia it's obligatory. When you go out, you need to wear grape. Then you have to wash your hands. Then you have to eat every day 1 piece of vegetable or fruit. Then you need or have to spend your free time in the house with activities that can learn something new that you plan to learn before the quarantine. Then you need to speak nice to your parents and to your family. And then you have to write a diary. And the last one is searching for something that can make you smiling or that laughing you, so like find some jokes or something. So, and we make this for children because when they are not visiting the schools, they are like losing the daily rituals and the daily, because the children's life is so ritual. Every morning they wake up, go to the school. After school, there are some homework and they have free activities. But when they are every day, and in Slovakia is now the 3 weeks at home, they are losing like this ritual, these traditions and everything, and they like daily life a little bit collapse. So that's why, yes, you can also translate it with Google Translator. So that's why we prepare for them these kind of activities, not to lose the rituals, not to lose the daily like the daily sinusoid of their life. And the second activities on the web page, you can also can find the batch free program model quarantena, and there are also another task. Because in Slovakia, in our scouting, we have a big tradition of these badges that children, after fulfilling some task or some learning issues, we give them these badges. Like also I have, for example, for the medical, for the tea housing, and for all this stuff. So it was the first thing that we prepare for our childrens, and they can also make it at home alone and not with the scout troops. The second things, we are taking care about the leaders and saying to them and writing to them emails how to prepare the scout meeting online, how to use the Zoom, how to use these kind of activities for online meetings. I know that in Slovakia, a lot of groups already start to have like a regular meetings online. Also, I have the regular meetings with my scout group, and we are like doing mostly the same activities like during our normal scout meeting. My scouts, for example, they can choose for some internet game that we can play together, but it's okay. Sometimes we play some shooting games like online games, but it's their free time. And also during our scout meeting, they can from 2 hour meeting can manage the games for half of hour. So if they manage it normally, they can manage it also online. So I play with them, and it make for us like a better content. And after that, I, for example, prepare for them some Morse alphabet or some these kind of tasks, or also we can make a notes before the monitor on training these kind of scout games. So this is mostly the scout program, how we are managing with it. We are not managing the weekend activities because the weekend mostly the children want to spend with the parents. And also we are dealing with what we can do during the summer, and now we are thinking how we can deal with the summer camps, because now we don't know if it will be possible from the government to provide the summer camps, or like we call it like a city summer camps, not to go to the nature, but every day morning we can meet with the children, make some activities, make some hiking, and then they will go sleeping at home. Maybe this will be the way for us. So if you have any question for these kind of things, you can ask me. No questions?
Don't seem to be any questions at the moment. Oh, there was one from Matilda.
Okay. If it's okay in general to go outside. Yes, also, yes, it's possible, but in small groups. Like you can go outside with your family. You need to wear this mask, but you can go shopping. We have opened the food markets, and for example, it's funny things because our government closed everything, and it was open just apotheke and a food market. But when we came a nice weather, they open also the bicycle markets that people can buy a bicycle and go like some exercising, or can go out. And also they open the markets for the hobby gardening, like for example the old people can go and for example planting something. So they open these two kind of shops. So yes, you can go outside. Is everyone participating? As we can see, how many children are posting on Instagram the hashtag scouting at home. A lot of children are participating in these kind of activities. I know we have problem with the CAPs because mostly the CAPs doesn't have their own profile on some social media like Facebook. They doesn't have their own emails. They doesn't have their own Skype account, or they are not very well using this kind of technology. So we are dealing with the CAPS category. I know they will start prepare some videos for them, and also these kind of some badges or these kind of activities. In the starting of the closing the scout organization or the closing the scout activities, we sent to parents. It was like also the list activities that can parents make with the CAPs at home. So we try to help them, but but the scout leaders are not in contact with the children. They are in contact with parents, so they are sending them some scout activities. The good things will be that we finish the preparation of our scout magazine, so we can print them and also send them to the children's before the Eastern holidays. So it will also help us to be in touch with our scouts, because every member will get their own scout magazine, and there will be also some activities what to do at home. Okay, any other questions?
Would you be able to tell us a bit more about the community engagement as well?
Yes. Okay. How do you follow up? We will see. I know the methodology for preparing some activities for the summer. Yes, when they do the batch, we will not prepare other. We will prepare a system of activity, because we have these books. This is our program, and there are some tasks that they can normally at the end they are like a task that they can fulfill, like the cross. So we need to change it and also send it to children's and change, for example, when you need to participate with your scout troop, it will be changed. We will change it for you need to participate with your family, because there are a lot of things that make a I don't know. There are some tasks that you need to fulfill with your scout troop, and we will change it to your family and with your brothers and sisters. So we will change our scout pad and our scout program. Okay, this the social service. I will send you another link. We start with the social service at 20th of March, so it's already also 2 weeks. And for me, it's good that it rise up from the bottom. So the membership were interesting in to make something. And we from the top, from the headquarters, feel that we need to coordinate it and make it like a safety, because at the start of the pandemic in Slovakia, a lot of people was not very well prepared. Not a lot of people have these masks, and also a lot of people was not very well informed. Because, for example, okay, our generation is quite well informed because we spend a lot of time on the Facebook, on the internet, and we have a lot of information. But for example, the old people like 60 plus, they don't spend their time. They have just some rumors about the epidemic, or if it's dangerous for them. So mostly our government and also the municipalities are preparing small bags for them. When there is like this mask, they can wear it to shop, and there are also some information list. And the scouts are bringing this. They're like making the small post office and put it into the post mall to all people. For example, also during this Saturday, I visit one scout unit. It's, I don't know, 20 kilometers from the capital. In their small cities, they were providing this kind of social service for the local government, for the municipal government. Then, as you can see, we are also collecting some things for the poor people, for the Roma communities, for the homeless people. My scout group collect the iron bowl from the summer camp, like aluminum bowl that we are cooking on it, but the older one that we don't need, and also we have a lots of them in our scout house, and we bring it to the one NGO they are cooking for the homeless, because now it's for them like a little bit harder to find something for eat, and they need more these bowls for soup for them. So we give them 100 of these bowls that we are collecting in our scout group. Another thing is for example soaps, also for some towels, and they give it to local Roma communities that they can make the hygiene like a better and bigger. In Slovakia, it's very popular to prepare this at home. Also, the scouts, a lot of scouts and Girl Scouts are making them home and giving it, for example, to hospitals, also to hospice, like to place where the old people live when the family are not allowed to take care about them. And yeah, so this we are collecting, and also there are a lot of photos of them how we are collecting it. Also, one part of the social service is to go shopping for the old people, and it's mostly providing in the cities, the smaller cities, when it's harder for the seniors go shopping because the shops are like too far away for them, so they are collecting the basic stuff for the seniors, for the old people, and the scouts are giving to them. For sometimes they have some kind of application, sometimes it's just like providing from some NGOs that are taking care about the old people. Mm. Have you any question about this social service? And also, I know about few scouts groups that borrow the scout materials, like a big scout tent from the summer camps to hospital, because in Slovakia, before before most of the hospital, there are like a big tents. When you feel ill for the COVID-19, you can go there, and the doctors you don't go and enter the hospital and infect them, everyone. So they provide some basic measurement and measure the temperature in a tent. Mm. Okay, I can see another photo. Also, there is with the hospital, so scouts are making, we can say, something like trip, or they are popular, they are making activities for popularization to go to the hospital and like give blood to other people. So this is also one of the social service that we are providing. Information campaign in small cities, as I told, that putting the information list to old people, shopping. Okay, and mostly that's it. Also, the government asked us for if we can do something more, but I told to our Ministry of Interior Affairs that the scouts are not trained, for example, to work in some laboratories, or for example, we need to also think about the scouts. We are the volunteers. Most of the people can do the voluntary activities just after they work, or also when you are working at home office, you need to work during the day because you need the money. So we are not allowed to go, for example, to some hospital and making service like a Red Cross or something like this. So we can make voluntary activities and helping to government just, for example, few hours during the day. In the capital city, we will start maybe a very very lovely collaboration, because they realize that the seniors have problem to go with their dogs out. So maybe the scouts will providing this kind of activities, that they will go after the work and taking care about the dogs, because it will help to seniors, and it can be also provide from the children's, and with the parents they can collect, I don't know, 2 3 dogs during the day, so the children will enjoy the dogs, because most of the children are not allowed to have a dog. Community service program. This is a little bit problem in Slovakia, or challenge, because we doesn't have something like community service program. Also, the civil service is an NGO in Slovakia. So it's like another type of NGO, and sometimes I feel the scouts are like a more effective from all these kind of NGOs. The, yeah. And also this is also the interesting, because when we are talking about the social service in Slovakia provided by the scouts, first thing that we are or the first decision that we made was we will not provide our own activities. We will support other NGOs that know how to support and when to support, so we like rise their capacities. So we find the partners like a Red Cross, the Catholic charity, the Maltese Knights, and also some government services. So is most of the activities are making with the participation with someone, not just providing with the scouts, because no, we make uh, a form that you have to fulfill when you want to start these kind of activities. Then we made an agreement with you, and when you are fulfilling the form, you have to fulfill how can you participate. So in the start we know if you are allowed to go in the terrain activities, okay, outdoor activities, or you can just support, for example, the program and preparing the program for the children's, or you can make a support, because some of the NGOs are searching for the people that will take care about the old people and they can call with them during the day, for example. So we have also these kind of volunteers, and every district have their own scout coordinator of the social service, and we have the meetings every week. Every week we are mapping what the scouts are doing. They are like sending us the post, or they are sending us the photos what they did. And we also needed to know, because a lot of media are interested in, they are like crazy, oh, scouts are doing something super cool. Now, so that we are need to know what is we're doing. Okay. Another question, what you are interested in? I think so. They are feeling very well, and I know that we have a very good response from the people that are not now active or have the small children. They are very proud on the scouts, and also they are writing us, for example, if they can support us, like send money, because the people are not allowed to do the activities. A lot of people are scared that to go outside and do something. So it's one of the biggest hype of scouting in Slovakia. It's a pity that it came with this pandemic epidemic, but a lot of people are very proud that scouts are helping. I know in each big television in Slovakia, we were in evening news. Okay, you can also ask me another question about the program, about another things about the social activities or everything. One thing that I know, there are still a lot of talk. It is good that scouts go online. Not all the old leaders are happy about it, and they have a little problem with it. That we are organized the meeting on during across the internet. So they are a little bit upset that we put scouting online, because for them it's scouting is it's just outside in the nature, in a wood, and making fire. So it's very hard time for them. Yes, a lot of scouts are sewing the mask. Do you think, do you have anything to share about this? I think so. It's a cultural things. In Slovakia, Czech Republic, we have a big campaign to wear masks. I know that in Western countries like England, Holland, and also Germany, they don't understand it very well because they are not wearing the mask in like normal during the day. Now in Slovakia, it looks like a China, like everyone is wearing the mask, and for example, in the shops, it's quite hard to see if you are next to your neighbor or someone. So it's provide a funny things. Mm. A lot of people in Slovakia still have from the communist period or from the early after communist period the sewing machines. So it will be like easier for us, and I know a lot of guides and Girl Scouts have it from their mothers, like the mothers put in, give them or borrow them the sewing machine, and they are preparing this protection mask. I know that now the scouts in Slovakia together, we make thousands of them, and it's useful because, for example, we put it also to the hospital, also for the mm, emergency service, and to lots of these like a state companies. And also we change our aim in the scout shop, in our scout shop. They are providing us the uniform, and we are now making the mask. So this is also why it have the same color, because it's from the same material. Yeah, internet connection. Mostly in Slovakia, yes, they have a good connection. And do they have school lessons online too? Yes, that's a little bit problem because they have during the day the online lessons, and after this we want to make for them the online scout meeting. For example, from my scout group, a lot of parents are not happy about it because for them it's also the scouting closer to the nature. But the scout activities and table that I am talking about them at the start of the meeting, most of the activities the children can do at home without the internet. So this is good thing that parents can see that, okay, the scouts are doing something, they send us something, and they make it from the game, from the regular preventive activities, they make a game. So it's easier to manage children to wash hands and everything. And this is also the interesting story. We have also the scouts in the Roma communities, and I know the Roma scouts are cooperating with the schools because mostly the poor Romas doesn't have any internet at home, so they are collecting the homework, collecting the task from the school, bringing it to the children's, and then collecting the homework and putting it back to the school. So some of our Roma scouts are doing also this kind of connection between the school and between these poor people. Okay. Yes, a lot of summer activities have been cancelled, like jamborees and intercamp and these kind of activities. As I told before, we talked to our organization. We need to wait until the end of the May. We will make a decision if we make like a normal summer camps and we go camping to the nature, to the forest, or we will be able to make the city camps, like the daily camps. And I asked the scout group leaders and the camp leaders to organize the summer camps in August, because I think so it will be easier and it will be like more clear if we can manage it. Because the studies and the science academy in Slovakia, we are expecting that during the end of the June and start of the July there will be like a bigger wave of infected people, and so and it's start of the summer camp. So that's why we are putting the summer camps from the start of July to the start of August. So international activities, there will be none of them. We will see. And also it will make a little bit of problem for our wood badge courses, because okay, the 1 year without the summer camps, it will be okay. We can manage the weekend activities during autumn and also during winter. Now it doesn't have that cold winters like before 10 years. So we can go, okay, not camping, but to the chalet for sure, also with the cups. But our wood badge course, we have them accredited by the Ministry of Education and this kind of the bureaucracy. And the Ministry of Education are not very well responding all these things. Okay, they have like a lot of problems with the formal school, but the they have to also think about the youth organization, because when they try to support us, okay, there's explanation. So with this kind of wood badge leaders, maybe we can made it shorter, but we need to have an agreement from the Ministry of Education, or these kind of courses will be without the accreditation, and the leaders have a little bit problem because they will be not able from how the government see on the youth work, they will not able to work with the children. So it will be like the wood badge course will be for nothing, that's the problem. Okay. Also, you can ask me any question.
Sorry for the silence. I think you've explained everything in a lot of detail, so it's hard for us to come up with any further questions. Oh, now someone came up with one about how many scouts there are in Slovakia.
Okay. In Slovakia, we have 7,500 scouts, and now we can count that like it's decreasing the number of the scouts. So we will see what make with us in the start of September, when most of the members like are changing the registration, or they are signing the registration and make payments. I hope so there will be not big depression of the scouts, for the scout. Maybe for the small children, because when it doesn't have activities with the cubs, that can be a problem. But on the other side, there was a big interest for scouting in Slovakia. We have children's on the waiting list, so maybe it will be not that big problem. And even if we will be in the media, like the scouts are helping. Okay, is everything good?
Yep, I think everything is working.
Okay. So that can help us. So it will be not that big problem when we start at September with our normal activities. The community service is not that common in Slovakia, or community service. The helping with the scouts during some crisis is not that common. The community service is common for the lower age category. Mostly we are doing two types of activities. We are taking care about the castle ruins. We have the program that, for example, the rovers or the scout group with some company, they are taking care about the castle ruins. We have a lot of them in Slovakia, and we are making an activities there, like cutting the trees and making it safety for the hiking and for the visiting for the tourists, and putting there some information tables, painting them there something, or this kind of activity. So the taking heritage about the taking care about the heritage from the Middle Age, and then we have tradition about taking care of the minorities, or co-working with the Roma scouts or with the Roma community. So some scouts groups, they are organizing the summer camps for them, or some activities with the childrens. And most of the social service in Slovakia, for example, 10 or 15 years before, it was collecting the money. I really don't like this stereotype about the scouts, but it's so big in Slovakia. The scouts are collecting money at the corner of the streets, for example, for the people with cancer, for the poor people, and for this kind. A lot of people have this stereotype that scouts are standing with some box and collecting money.
Is that something that was done a lot historically? Is that where that stereotype comes from, or is it just a misunderstanding overall?
No, we have a big cooperation with the Slovak League against the cancer, and the scouts. I every time told that we are like a nice looking children with some uniform. They are good for some photos. For a lot of charities are using our volunteers than before others, our photos, and making us the main partner of this kind of collection of the money. And in Slovakia, they were a big tradition of this kind of on the street collecting monies. And as I said before, 15-10 years, also the scouts love it, but now a lot of scouts a little bit hate it. We are not like doing it now like very lovely. Most of the scouts are now saying no, 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 we don't want to collect any money. Ask, for example, the schools. And also the fundraising activities change. Now you can find with the mobile phone or with some internet platform. So also the people are not giving that much money, like coins, small coins, before the shop. So it's now it's not necessary to do these activities, but still from this time, this period, a lot of people think about scouts in Slovakia. You are collecting money.
I do understand those mixed feelings, because obviously, like, it can be a really good thing to be fundraising for important
Yes.
causes, but at the same time, you don't want people to think that's everything you do.
Yeah.
It's a bit like, I guess, scouting and knots. That some people think that every time you meet up with a scout, you just sit together and practice your knots, and they think basically that's all that scouting is.
Yeah, but for example, when I'm introducing the knots and why we are making with the children the knots, is like a Montessori school. Also, the children need to exercise the small motoric, and it's very good for them train these knots, because for example the adult scouts are not doing the knots. Mostly the small children are doing the knots. The adult scouts and the rovers and ventures, they know the knots. So as I told, for example, during some presentation, okay, you are laughing about the knots, but for example, you can pay for the Montessori preschool garden, okay, not thousand, but hundred of euros, and the children are doing the same, like playing with some woods. There is not about laughing about cows and the knots.
That's very true. Very true.
Yeah. So we will see. It also helped us to be more popular. The last Wednesday, I was in one Slovak media. Our young lady, the influencer, make and talk with me. So I hope so it will be as soon as possible on the internet. So a lot of people are interested in about the scout service. And also because another things, we in Slovakia have a little bit problem with the pro-Russian paramilitary groups, and they are like making the same service like the scouts. They are also wearing the uniform, but there are just few of them. So a lot of people can make jokes about them because they wanna looks like a very tough guys making some military exercising in the woods, but they are doing the same thing as the scouts do. So they are not that tough, and a lot of people on internet are making jokes about them. Okay, you train 3 years to support Russian and fighting in Donetsk and something like that, and now you are just buying the food for old people like scouts do. So it also a little bit help us. And
do you think that this whole crisis and the change to scouting, for example, that you are doing more online, that you're focusing more on social services, do you think that's going to have a lasting impact even after the coronavirus has, or even after this different period has passed? Do you think it's going to have a lasting impact on how you do scouting in Slovakia?
I think so. We will rise our impact. As I told, now we are also, because 1 year before we have a very good year in media. A lot of media write about us, and now it will be like a second good year for the scouting and like for the good connection and making good connection with the media. So we are, I think so, this pandemic and this social crisis will help us to rise our when they did a different youth organization, we are okay, the only one that are doing the social service. Most of another one like a YMCA and this kind of organization, they are not very well organized. They are not doing the social service. And as I can see, because I am also the president of the youth council, a lot of youth organizations are collapsing. Like they are not able to adapt so quickly. For example, we are doing the online meetings for the 2 weeks, and I know organizations still don't know what to do, and they're collapsing. So also the government like told us we are making a good job, and I think so it will help the scouts to rise.
That's great that this whole very hard period can actually bring something positive as well.
Yeah. and if it will change the scout organization in Slovakia, I think a lot of people told that now the scouts organization in Slovakia became from like the child organization for real adult NGO that can provide some service to community, that can provide some service to the government, and they also we can feel we are like making the from the week to week like making full steps to be like a fulfilled adult, like because a lot of people feel before it that we are just playing with the children some game, and now a lot of people see that, oh, okay, the scouts train something and now they can really help to society.
That's great. Thank you so much, Juraj, for taking the time and talk to us. I don't know if we have any final questions before we end the session. If you have any further questions, now is your chance. Nothing. So in the meantime, I can just say that now I think we'll get the chance to have a small break. There will be another studio session at 5 if you want to join for that. And then, of course, at 7 o'clock tonight, we have the digital bonfire with music and singing being streamed straight from the forest. I'm sure that's going to be absolutely amazing as well. So thank you so much, Juraj. I've really enjoyed listening to you, and I'm sure everyone else has as well.
Thank you. Goodbye and enjoy the bonfire. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.